A male and a female can be friends, but one of them has to be awful looking.
Yeah, and if they're both ugly, then they probably should be having sex anyways, because that's why they call it bumping uglies. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't whacking off in a butter sock. Like
In a butter sock. Just a sock. Sock with butter.
Did we just call him a virgin on a podcast on accident? Shut up, you virgin. Anyways, wrap you up in butcher paper.
Butcher paper. With just a slab of meat to you.
Damn, I can never get enough of that song.
Neither can I.
Well, welcome back to the Woodsmen podcast.
Welcome
We're
back.
your hosts, Brent Murphy.
And Joey Rucker.
And as you can tell, things look a little different today.
A little bit. Just a little
Just
bit.
a tiny bit. As you can see, this is not the garage. It's a little bit brighter. Not all black walls.
Yeah.
And we got some pretty good cameras today. So
I am very excited for this episode. I actually never thought we would pull through and do it.
I didn't either.
After a while. It seemed too good to be true, honestly. But as long as everything goes well, this is our first ever episode in an actual like studio-esque type of we're working the Sony AX7 cameras, still working with our
7Bs.
Beautiful SM7.
We're running through a Rodecaster Pro.
Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, we don't have the Apollo plugins yet.
Not yet.
We still don't have my laptop, but eventually we'll get there.
We'll
get back there. We'll be in this studio, but we'll have some even more bomb quality audio. So,
and joining us, by the
yes,
way, we didn't. They couldn't really find a good camera angle, but
couldn't make an appearance.
Martin,
but Huey Hubert,
they're making it for our today's episode.
Yep, they got to come back season. Man, so how have you been?
I've been good. You sound a little different today, man. You sound like you're trying to
just a little
use
bit
the vocal cords.
Yeah.
What happened, bro?
Colony House and Little Image happened.
How was it?
Incredible.
I didn't get too many details, actually. I feel like we never really sat down and talked about it.
Yeah, no. So I had the tickets for months, probably 5-6 months. And, I ended up going down there. DJ is back here in California.
Yeah.
He's in Costa Mesa now. So he was down there with his girlfriend. Me and Ashley went. And our friend Aaron, his girlfriend, and a whole bunch of other people went. So it was pretty cool. But, yeah, I got in the first row.
Wow.
You know how it is. Or first, second row. Yeah.
That's
like
cool.
always.
Yeah.
And got some pretty good flicks. So, especially off of a phone.
Yeah.
Pretty good flicks. But no, they were incredible. It was just such a cool show.
You just completely threw out your voice then.
Yeah.
It's
throughout my voice like I'd be throwing out my back, just done. Yeah, so today's the first day I've been able to talk.
You sound much better than you did yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday honestly. I could not.
Yesterday you sounded a bit rough.
Yep. And then
didn't help going to that loud bar and
I know. And I got to be in a studio tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
And sing.
Dude.
I'm terrified.
I'm terrified for you.
I don't know if I'm going to pull through. I don't even know what songs I'm doing.
Drink shitloads of water.
Water, tea with honey.
Ooh, yes, that would be
really
helpful.
Oh, man. Well, speaking of honey, can we just talk about how shitty Red Dead has been lately with the bear pelts?
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I know that's so random, but
No.
I am such a big Red Dead Online fan.
Mm-hmm. And we play on PlayStation 4 to be clear because I don't know if PC actually has the same problems or not. I actually don't know.
Maybe not. Maybe it's just a PS4 thing. I
But
don't
either
know.
way, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Completely wasting legendary bear pelts.
Yeah.
The loading time for the.
I just want my Maybear coat, man. I just want another one.
Just want to rock it, man.
So, anyways, We got a pretty good show today.
We do.
We got a lot of stuff.
I have brought to the table a bit of an insider-like scoop that I think you would find
insider.
Very, very interesting.
I'm ready.
And I did get permission to bring this to the table today. So because I didn't.
Okay.
It's not really my information to give, so I had to actually, for once, say, "Hey, can I talk about this on my podcast?" Like, it's the first time I've ever had to do that with like a story. Because most of the time, you and me talk more about like news or like what's going on.
Just things going on in the world.
Generic stuff that anyone can talk about. But this is more of a personal story. So, for any of those who have been following me and Brent throughout the years on anything, it could be YouTube, it could be Instagram, anything like that, you've probably noticed a friend of ours. He's tall, he's redheaded, and he's a goober.
He looks like Big Bird.
He does look like Big Bird. Isaac, my cousin, recently met a girl. I think we may have talked about this on the podcast at some point, that he met a girl.
Yeah.
And they've been talking, and as they put it,
Isn't her name Alana or something?
Alana, yes, Alana. And they've been courting.
Yeah.
As
dating.
I'm courting. But
so going on dates.
Yeah, but
so they're dating.
But they're not.
Whatever.
This is how he described it.
He's a weirdo, guys. We've been over this many times.
But
so courting, whatever.
I have an update.
What do you mean?
Dude,
what do you mean an update?
Ready. I don't think you're ready. So,
okay.
Isaac and I were playing Terraria, and he gave me the floor. That's how it went. And he gave me this story. He said that one night, on around like March 27th, March 28th, something like that.
Okay.
Dude, we can't do that again. We had a whole other episode.
No. All right. Continue. So wait, you said this was like 2 weeks ago?
This was like the end
a week
of March.
Ago or something?
It was a couple weeks ago, at tail end of March,
okay.
somewhere around
there.
And I guess they were just hanging out, him and his girl, watching a movie, eating dinner, or something like that, sitting on the couch together. And while they're hanging out, Isaac does his Isaac thing, where he likes to...
Speaking bullshit.
Like, he just gives details and facts and like prophecies. It feels like all the time.
He's just one of those guys who, did you know that the quarter was some weird
exactly.
Okay.
And so he was giving that exact kind of scenario, but for the topic of kissing, what kissing does to the brain.
He knew what he was doing.
He may have.
He knows what he's doing.
I'll get to that. But so he talks about all the ins and outs of it, what it does to a person's brain, whether you're male or female, the after effects of what comes with that. And she actually is perfect for him, because what I've found is that she is very just interested in all this stuff. Like, she'll just immediately piggyback off of him. Like, the way we do our podcast, they would have a perfect podcast together, because she is just as psycho, crazy, interesting,
that's
weird,
so cute.
random as he is. So it's very cute.
It makes me scared to ask what happened then in this scenario.
So after he talked about that for a minute, she, I guess, just randomly said something along the lines of, "Ugh, I'm so annoyed with you right now. You're making it way too hard." And Isaac was just like, "What do you mean?" And to preface, before this, Isaac and his girl said that they would eventually think about dating, since they're courting right now. But at the moment, they were going to wait until April 1st to make any decisions. Wait a month. That way they knew for sure.
Makes sense.
So what she meant by that was she was kind of like annoyed, and it was getting too hard to wait until that long, because apparently she really liked him. And so she made the claim something along the lines of, you can just ask. And Isaac was like, "What?" And this is unprompted, so he didn't know what she was talking about. And she was just like,
"She can't say that to
just
that.
Ask."
He's just a baby.
I know. And he was like, "What do you mean?" And she was like,
he knew what she meant.
Yeah, but I wouldn't.
I would
Isaac,
do the same
though,
thing.
His first girl.
That would be terrified. I'd probably shat myself.
Yeah. And so it got to the point where he just was going along with it. So he asked, "Do you want to be my girlfriend?" And she was like, "Yes, I would." And that's crazy in and of itself. So
what?
Starting off, they're dating now. That's crazy, right? Our
What?
boy has a girl now, officially. They're not courting. They're not doing any of that bull. They're actually together, which is like, let's just give a round
No
of
way,
applause
bro.
for Isaac, bro. Like,
Isaac
I'm so proud.
Angus Black.
Isaac Angus Black, man.
Damn, bro, what a legend.
But
He just bagged his first female.
Doesn't end there.
What do you mean it doesn't end there?
Cause
That's not the dub?
that's a dub.
That's
But-
not the dub.
No. he had quite a few dubs.
Dog, if you tell me this fool lost his virginity,
No, he
I'm
didn't.
going to piss myself right now in this chair.
He did not lose his virginity.
Oh, thank God.
Not
Okay,
yet,
I don't
not
think
yet,
I
not
don't
yet.
think I could handle that.
I would.
Did we just call him a virgin on a podcast on accident? Shut up, you virgin. Anyways, clip that. Clip that.
Let's go on the TikTok. Oh,
Okay, so
anyway,
next dub.
next dub.
Okay.
They start talking again. Now they're all happy because now
They're like,
they're,
"Oh my
now they're
God."
dating. So now they're cuddling.
Hi, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it.
And so I guess according to how he put it, she initiated, and
She
like
touched his peen.
no. She didn't touch his peen.
Okay, good.
They haven't
Okay,
done anything
okay,
sexual.
okay,
I'll have to
okay.
preface that now.
Got it.
But- She starts to lean in, and Isaac
He gives her the smackaroo?
he gives her a smackaroo, bro. And this is Isaac's
Like
first,
a big smackaroo?
From what it sounds like, after that one, they don't stop smackarooing. Like it's their new normal thing. Like they do it all the time. Like two kids who have never smackarooed in their life.
What?
Apparently, man.
I thought she had a thing for like mouths.
So did I. That's what I'm saying. And,
We gotta preface what that means. She's not into tonguing fools.
She doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't.
Which
like,
I mean,
yeah.
I guess if you've never been
Some
like
people have a thing
in
for
a,
spit.
like a big, real. I don't know. I feel like if you haven't been in like a relationship, I think it's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know. Like I feel like you were in like a 3-year relationship.
Yeah.
So to you, you're like,
Yeah.
that
It
doesn't
was
bother
weird
me at all,
for a
you know?
while in the beginning, but like after. Yeah,
I
once
think
you're with
maybe
a
that's
person
what
for a
it
long
was. I
time,
think
then
she's
you get
just
over it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if it's their new normal, I don't think she cares that
I
much
think
anymore.
They're moving very fast because I could be mixing up the details. They may have kissed on a different day, but I know both times were on the couch. But if it wasn't the exact same day as asking her out, it was a day later. It wasn't that long after. Like they weren't together.
This
long
man
before.
is a freaking legend.
So that's like his main dub.
What?
And he gave me permission to speak about that. I thought you would have such a
Dog, I'm
kick
so
out of that.
proud. I'm
I
so
know.
proud.
I'm so proud.
I don't
of you,
even
too.
know what to think, but I'm so proud. Wow.
So crazy.
Well, Isaac is living.
Isaac
But
is
wanna know what
living.
other Isaac is living?
What's that?
Oscar Isaac.
Oh yes, Spider-Verse, dude.
Have you seen the
I
trailer?
have seen the trailer.
It
I
is
have.
incredible.
I'm excited.
I don't know why I asked you if you've seen the trailer when we literally 30 minutes before we set up went out and watched the
You
trailer.
don't have to give away the movie magic.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Clip that.
Clip that.
Clip that out though. Clip that out.
No,
Insane.
I'm
And it's a
super
two-parter.
excited. I can't believe it's a two-parter. Like, I hope it's worth it. Two-parters scare
I think
me.
I think it'll be worth it
I
for
hope
sure.
so.
For sure.
The first one was one of the
Phenomenal.
best Spider-Man movies I've seen in a very long time.
And just it was so original.
Yeah.
Like just the art style, the animation.
I was
all
going
of
to
it.
mention to you outside when we started talking about it, but I wanted to save it. One thing I think that the first Spider-Verse movie did great was it brought animation into a whole new world.
Yeah.
Like, I have seen so many movies from after that movie came out. Like, there was the League of Legends show on Netflix. They used a very similar art style. The Puss in Boots
Interesting.
movie.
I
used a
still
very-
haven't seen the Puss in Boots
Puss
movie,
in
and I'm
Boots
so
movie had
angry. I
very
want
similar
to.
animation, and it was really good. Like, for being a Puss in Boots movie, I was honestly
Dude,
very impressed.
Can we just take a moment? Imagine going 13 years creating a film, a masterpiece, just like just a movie masterpiece. You take 13 years
13.
and you lose to Puss in Boots.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Wait, what movie are we talking about?
Avatar: The Way of Water.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
James Cameron's probably so angry. Like, I know he's like, oh, congrats to all of the people who were nominated, but he's probably like,
well,
F you.
You want to know why, though? I feel like I have I think I know why that happened. I feel like if the movie would have come out 5 years earlier or 6 years earlier, maybe it would have still stood a chance. But we waited so long, nobody gave a about Avatar.
You're a liar.
I'm a liar? What do you
You're
mean?
a liar.
I'm not saying it was a bad movie. I really loved it.
Yeah.
I'm saying I feel like it just had that curse of it came out a little too late.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's
kind of
like Morbius.
It's
like Morbius.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Morbius would have been good if they didn't have to reshoot almost the entire movie like 3 times.
Exactly.
Like,
because
I
there's
feel like
no doubt the animation of that movie was the CGI.
It was so good.
Phenomenal.
I don't understand why people were dissing it so hard.
No.
Like, we watched Jared Leto turn into a bat.
Yeah.
Like, and it looked real. Like, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm messing with the vision.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Bro.
Man, dude, I cannot believe I mean the art style for just Spider-Verse in general.
I'm excited.
Is just,
yeah, Oscar Isaac. I'm super.
It's cool to see him.
Excited, but
it's cool to see him in voice acting. I don't think I've seen him in a lot of voice acting stuff. Maybe he has.
I swear
but
he was in something else, but I can't remember off the top of my head what it was.
Yeah.
First moment I actually met Oscar was in Star Wars. Was him playing? Poe?
Yeah,
Was it
Poe.
Poe?
I think that was when I kind of really got involved with him as well. But I mean, I love Moon Knight. So
I didn't respect him until Moon Knight. Moon Knight really showed me what kind of acting chops he had.
I mean, when you're playing 2 different they're 3.
Yeah.
You're playing 3 different personalities, like all at once.
No,
it's
I
pretty
think about
insane.
that all the time with how.
And it was believable. Like they were 2 different people.
Straight up change who you are. Like he took acting to a whole other level in that short series.
I couldn't imagine. Oh, well, speaking of new movies and everything, have you seen Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn?
I am so happy you brought this up.
She
because
looks
yes, I
so
have.
good.
I'm excited. Because the thing about Lady Gaga, I didn't think of her as an actress.
She has chops, bro.
But I saw her in A Star Is Born with
with Bradley Cooper.
Yeah. And I really loved that movie. Like
she has acting chops,
she's really
bro.
good. And so I'm really excited. And her with Joaquin Phoenix. Ooh,
dude, like tell me
heaven.
Why I never would have thought about that, but that is such a perfect choice for Joaquin's Joker.
Yeah.
Man.
When they said it, I almost like
you were
kind of
like
second guess myself. I was like, lady, well,
yeah.
I mean, for his Joker,
like an older, because he's an older Joker too. So it's like getting an older Harley Quinn that's not Margot Robbie. I mean, I love Margot, but like,
do you think
I think she just does not play into the realness of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. Like his is like real. Like this is like I could definitely see some fool just fed up and just going for it. I think it's more real.
Joaquin is going to lose all the weight again, or you think he's going to probably do something?
I think he
less
might.
dramatic because he went
maybe not as dramatic. Maybe because I think they proved the point of his shirtless scenes in the first one.
True. Yeah.
I think at this point we're gonna see
he's definitely got to drop a few pounds because his normal weight class is not thin. I would say. Like I feel like his normal weight class, he's just like an average bigger guy. He's not fat by any means.
Yeah.
But when he goes to be the Joker, he loses quite a bit of weight.
Yeah, I think he'll cut, but I don't think he's gonna do a drastic. I mean, unless they're gonna have shirtless scenes and all that.
Yeah.
I feel like there's probably ways that they're gonna get around that.
I'm honestly super excited to see the suit again. That red suit, like that was such a different take for Joker.
Well, I had seen something about where there were multiple different.
I saw something like that.
Suits, or like there were multiple different people in. Yeah. I know that was like really patched up, but you get me.
There are behind the scenes photos of there being like multiple Jokers standing next to
thank you. That's what I mean.
We don't really know what that means. Like it could be fans of his, it could be in his head, it could.
Now, do you think we are going to possibly get a Batman appearance? It depends on how far in.
because they set it up, didn't they? They set it up in the first one.
Well, he met Bruce.
Yeah, he met Bruce, and he was the reason that the thug went in and killed his father.
By the way, such a way to go. That's not like comic wise, where it's like we're going to take these characters, but we are not going to make it comic wise. Like for him to start a revolt, and like that's gonna lead to a Batman character.
See him
that is so
against
cool.
A Batman. I heard rumors, not to like get completely off on this like Batman and Joker stuff, but I heard rumors that William Dafoe is supposed to be playing an iteration of some form of Joker. I don't know if it's like an animated.
It's
or
supposed
if it's
to be like a special type of thing. I think it's 3D animation.
Is it?
I want to say
honestly,
it's something like that.
So down, even if it's good 3D, like if it's like a Spider-Verse level animation type of
I'd be down.
Gig,
I'd be down.
William Dafoe, oh, he's a great.
He already got the laugh, bro.
Yeah.
Dude,
he could.
He has the laugh, dude. I just saw a picture of him recently, and he had this glorious mustache, like glorious mustache.
Really?
And I had never seen William Dafoe with facial hair like that. That wasn't like obviously fake for a movie. And I was just like,
you know who grows great facial hair that I never see?
Henry Cavill.
Facts, but I was gonna say J.K. Simmons. J.K. Simmons grows a magnificent beard, bro.
I don't understand how.
I don't either.
Dog.
He never has one.
Yeah, I know.
He had like the last time. I think he had a beard the last time when he was going to voice the dad in Invincible for that show.
Yeah.
But he got super built for that too. Did you see that? Like,
no, I didn't.
J.K. Simmons was like on some Hugh Jackman level. Speaking of Hugh Jackman, another scoop for the podcast. I just saw a thing yesterday that Hugh Jackman might have like some kind of small skin cancer. Like
really
nothing too harmful. Like it's like of the cancers, he said that it's like the easiest to treat.
Like melanoma, or
I'm not sure. He didn't give the name. I don't know.
So it's like in like first stage.
But he just was like telling people not to worry about it. But he was
That's
like
interesting.
getting checked out. And I was just like, man, don't hurt my boy. I know it's not too like risky, but like still, don't hurt my boy. Not before Deadpool 3.
Didn't he already have a health thing before, like Greatest Showman?
Well, during the Greatest Showman, it was something
with
his nose or something. Or no, it wasn't broken. Yeah, you're right. There was something wrong.
Like he had to get surgery or something. They told him like, dude, like you cannot be singing right now because he
still did it.
Yeah, and he belted that stuff.
Yeah.
What a man.
Yeah.
What a man. What a man.
So today we figured we would sit down and discuss a interesting topic, at least interesting to me, I think, but probably interesting to you as well.
I hope so.
Topic everyone deals with, and it's pretty much friendships and the idea of how friendships change, or just not friendships, but is it mainly friendships, or is it like just relationships? It's kind of how
any relationship.
Yeah, it's how people change over time. You gain people, you lose people, but you know, we wanted to start off talking about friendships in we called it infancy in our notes, but there was we had a better word for it. It was I talked about it last time we did this. By the way, you look a little different. It's definitely not the same day. What do you mean? It's the same jacket.
So you should have just kept it and see
going,
if anyone noticed.
I should have. We should have prepared, but no, adolescence. That was the word.
Adolescence.
Friendships and adolescence, and people you come to know and people you get to, be close with you in your adolescence. Meaning, like, what do you consider adolescence?
Say like elementary school.
Elementary? I agree.
Elementary, middle.
To start off, I think friendships in elementary, to me personally, are probably some of the most foundational friendships you find. Maybe that's just because of our own, history together, but you don't keep all the friends you meet when you're young, but some of those ones I feel like are some of your best friends, or you've shared the best moments with each other during that time of your life.
Yeah. Well, I think it's also different for guys too. Like I see a lot of TikToks and a lot of like stuff where girls just be like talking about how their boyfriends have one or two best friends and that's it. Like that's enough for them, like just the gaming homies. So I don't know. I kind of think gender has a part to play in it, and like just the person,
That's a good
your
point.
environment and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like
Gender absolutely has something to do with it. I didn't even think about that because, you have Actually, you know what? Here's my hot take with the gender thing. I think when you're younger, it's a lot easier to be friends with the opposite sex than it is when you're older, because when you get older, I mean, the obvious problem is, sexual attraction. That's what everybody deals with. Why are you laughing? I'm trying to be scientific right now, and I'm trying to give like some real point of interest. No, but do you disagree? I mean, when you're a kid, like for instance, some of our friends.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't whacking off in a butter sock, like
in a butter sock. Not just a sock. A sock with butter.
Yeah, we'd heat it up in the microwave for about like 20 seconds and just
keep it nice and toasty. We did write down. I don't know. We only learned this like when we were doing a little bit of research on this, but talking from like kind of the tail end of adolescent friendships and stuff, 7th to 12th grade friendships, people you meet in like tail end of middle school to the tail end of high school, there's only a 1% chance you're actually going to keep them. Which,
I mean, I feel like that makes sense.
No, it does.
Because especially like a lot of people move, and a lot of people like go out of state and they just live their own lives.
Yeah.
And I think it's different for us because we came from a school that was like
small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like it's very easy for us to keep like in touch with like people we went to school with, like on Instagram or Snapchat, stuff like that. But I mean, think of like people who had a graduating class of like 700, 800 people.
Well, it also, social media actually, I think, is a tool that allows our generation specifically to have a better chance of staying in touch with people.
Yeah.
Because my dad, I actually asked him this just a couple days ago about like what friends he still stays in contact with that he met like around our age. And he said there's like maybe 1, 2, but even then they're not like friends. They're just like, he'll occasionally reach out and be like, hey, how's life going? But like with us now, with social media, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok, you have this opportunity where you can still see what people are doing in their lives. You can reach out. You can like a post or something. Like, even if it's small.
You can poke a friend on Facebook.
You can poke a friend.
Do they even? I don't even think that's a thing anymore on Facebook.
I don't know. I haven't used Facebook legitimately in years. I literally, anything I post to Instagram, I just have it automatically post to Facebook.
Same. I mean, there's some funny memes. There's some funny memes on
I feel
Facebook.
like they're just recycled memes from Instagram.
Okay. And Instagram Reels are just recycled TikToks.
Okay, but I don't watch Instagram.
Well, I do. So shut your whore mouth.
Okay.
So back to friendships. Where were you at in elementary, like with friendships and relationships? It doesn't have to just be friendships. Psychologically, I was. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea, man.
Like, do you think that some of the friendships you had, aside from, it doesn't even have to be in school. It could be like people you met at the skating rink, people you met at church. Do those people it says here, obviously, that only 1% of people really stay together at that age. Do you think that math adds up in your own life?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I would say so. I mean, I barely have friends that I made in high school still, so it's kind of like...
Yeah.
Definitely, I think it fits that standard. I don't know, though. I mean, I've known, like, Seth my whole life. I'm still friends with them, obviously.
Yeah.
The skating rink, that's actually a pretty good one. I mean, obviously, I see people that I used to skate with, but
sure,
not really hit them up or...
Yeah.
Hey,
it's hard.
Let's go skating. Like, nah, I don't...
That's the hardest part of friendships nowadays is the whole keeping in touch aspect.
It's the commitment, man. You gotta commit to like.
Commitment is so hard.
Sitting down and planning some. I mean, I don't because I'm not a planner. I'm just gonna be the guy that goes, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
Like let's go to the beach. So, I will never be that guy, but a lot of people are. So, I think it's different.
As well as like. I had a thought, but now I lost. Oh, yeah. It talks about 7th grade specifically, but I feel like, you said with Seth, you've known him along, like, almost your whole life. It's the same thing with me and Serenity. I mean, we don't often hang out all the time, but people that you met when you were super young and you just like you stayed connected with, you didn't have to hang out all the time, but like you have those bonds. I think a bond kind of makes a friendship into more of like a family dynamic.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you can go into what makes family, like people say there's nothing thicker than blood, type of thing, but it's like I would disagree. I mean, I have some friends that I would take a bullet for.
Oh,
so,
absolutely.
It's like I don't find the family statement very much agreeable. I think because family can let you down just like any other person can, so it's like to surround yourself with that.
Is that there are certain friendships that when you create that bond that sticks with it and it doesn't like fade after a while, that's when it like becomes a family-esque dynamic. Like you consider people your brother, your sister, like how close you are with Seth. I mean, that is like something you could never tear down even if you wanted to.
Yeah, it's very weird. It's weird like when you think of how long you know people and then you think of like, dang, our parents knew each other too. Like we're generational friends. Like that's just such an odd like thing. I don't think I have any other friends like that where we're generational friends. Now I have friends I'm closer to than I would say me and Seth are just on like a personal level. I think like like you, I think you know a lot more personal stuff about me than he does. But as far as like time and everything,
time spent,
we are like a generational family pretty much.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, again, same thing with Serenity. It's like you said, the parents knew each other, they were best friends, so like we just kind of clicked, and that's always been why me and Serenity's friendship has been pretty strong. Did you think, because there was ruining the podcast.
Hello?
When you were young, did you think that you were going to, and as sad as this sounds, did you think you were going to lose as many friends as you did where you're at now?
Not at all.
Not at all, right?
I thought I would have so much more friends than I have now. I mean, I think that's a good thing, though, because it's kind of like I can barely stay in touch with the friends I do have. So it's like, could I even handle having more friends than that? And it's very hard mixing friend groups together.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of people aren't going to vibe with
different dynamics.
The same people. That's why it's like, oh, man, planning a birthday party now, like now that you're older, trying to plan a birthday party, like, do I want all of my alcoholic friends to hang out with all of my Christian friends?
Yeah.
And do I want my Christian friends to hang out with all my stoner friends? And then, you just get into this big old thing where it's like, man.
If we're getting real on this episode, I mean, the perfect example for that with me in my life is probably Alex, because, I love Alex with all my heart. We've worked on so many projects throughout all of our lives. I mean, I've known him since kindergarten. So I've known him like a lot longer than, you even. Yeah. But, I vibe with you more. I hang out with you more. We go do stuff more. So sometimes when we're having like a party
after this.
Probably. But when we have something like a New Year's party or a Christmas party where we know for a fact we're probably going to have a couple drinks and we're probably going to, have fun together and party. It's like, I love Alex, but that's just not his vibe. He doesn't, really go along with that kind of stuff.
And then you sit there and it's like, well, do I invite him for the hangs? Or is he just not gonna?
You get in your head because you're like, I don't want to take him and then have him have a terrible time because everybody else is doing stuff.
And then you're sitting there like, but like, hey, it's my party. Like,
exactly.
I supposed to be going? Like, you get into like this big old thing. Yeah, I think it's just good to have certain friends that you can just go out and do certain things with, and I think that's like okay. Like there are some friends that can't take the hint. Yeah. That they can't hang with certain friends, and it's like it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with like the situation. Like
But people don't understand that. People hear that they're not able to come, and it's and it becomes party. That's a whole other thing with this age. I feel like it started at the tail end. It started like senior year of high school, and I think we're only just now starting to get out of it. This phase of all drama. So everything has to mean something. Every
I think
word
drama
means
is
something.
Different now. I think we still have drama, but it's not like
teen drama.
It's not in the same realm of drama. Like drama now to me just makes me tired. Like
Yeah.
I will flip through the gram and I'm just going through my stories, and then the one person we all know comes up on the story, and I instantly am just like, I don't even want to be on my fucking phone anymore. Like I don't you just,
it's exhausting.
Yeah, it's just it
really is. There's no other way to say it.
And I can't understand people who want to know other people to know that drama. Like people who are just like, I need everyone else to know what's going on.
Yeah, there's two dynamics. There's the people who want to show off every problem in their life, and the people who actually do consume it. Like there's you and me, who I feel like we don't consume it.
I can't consume it, bro. It's just so
I got
dumb.
my own issues.
I know. I got my own to solve right now.
Exactly. No, I think especially that's probably one of the beginning downfalls probably to friendships and relationships was the teen drama, because, and I just mean, like I said, teen to young adult drama, because we're 22, 23 now.
Yeah.
So it started when you leave high school, you have to start your own lives, you have to get a job, you're expected to work, you're expected to get paid, get a life, get a wife.
Bars.
And so, and that's another thing we're, getting into with, friendships and falling outs, is there are so many situations for why friendships fall apart, and it's not like anything necessarily unhealthy. It's just,
So I'm a firm believer that people can outgrow others, like without it being a bad thing. Like, we're just all in our own seasons of life, and we're all going through our own problems and our own like celebrating, because it's not all bad things. Like we all grow too. So it's like we're all just in our own realm of life, and I just feel like some people don't fit that puzzle piece at that point. That doesn't mean later in life, 3 or 4 chapters of your life down the line, they come back. That's fine. So it's not really an outgrowing people. It's just being in a different chapter, different different side characters coming in, and making
some people's
their
lives, I feel like, and correct me if you disagree, but some people's lives, I feel like they determine their whole personality behind someone else. So it's not even them. If they don't have this other person, if they don't have this friend or this family or this
they're
spouse,
lost.
They don't know what to do, and that's a tough one. Do you think the same kind of problems that friendship falling outs throughout, adolescence and teenage years?
Why are you so out of breath right now?
I don't know. I had to stand up and then sit back down.
How do you?
It's because I just I go into the sentence not knowing how I'm gonna end the sentence. So I'm just
your brain is trying to think up the sentences.
Breathe, talk, breathe. Anyway, I was totally gonna do this professional segue, and then you made me look like a fat ass. So thank you so much. Anyway,
continue.
Do you think that relationships throughout the years, adolescence, teenage, young adult, also have the same kind of problems or different problems of falling outs? We both this fool you can't take this seriously, can you, bro? Our first ever quality goddamn podcast.
I'm sorry,
and
man.
He's just I'm gonna roast this fool today. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's way more realistic to what we would do in the garage. Because we have this whole...
Yeah, why you acting all professional and
I don't know. It's because
do we look like professionals?
What do you think of relationships?
I hate them. No, I'm just kidding.
How do you view... Okay, fine. How about this? What do you view relationships now compared to when you were in high school?
Real.
Now.
Real.
Okay, what defines real to you now compared to what real was to your brain back then?
I think it's more if you plan on getting in that relationship, then you should be planning on that being your last relationship, when you're older. I think when you're younger, you'd say like, "Oh, I date to marry," whoa, being that kid.
But you don't
like,
you don't think about it.
Yeah. You don't think about that. But I think it's like now, like being 23 in a relationship, it's like, damn. Like I gotta actually try.
Yeah, it's like I said, you gotta get a life, gotta get a wife. You gotta buckle down at this age. And as scary as it is, nobody wants to. Of course, we all want to just spend the rest of our 20s just like doing whatever the hell we want.
I just want to spend my 20s doing hood rat man.
But I agree with you, though, because obviously I'm not in a relationship right now. But a lot of donuts, man, donuts. But I agree with you because a lot of my friends, close friends like you, Isaac, Jordan, you've all been getting into real-ish relationships, it seemed like. And one thing I do think that is different is that you guys don't, like, you don't worry about little stuff. Little things like, where are they going to be at tonight? I got to know where they're at 24/7. If they don't text me back, they're breaking up with me.
Yeah.
It's nothing crazy like that anymore. Whereas when you're a teenager, if you're not with them 24/7, you fall apart because you're thinking, okay, well, I didn't, because I had a different take on relationships than I feel like most did.
Well, let me stop you there, Chief. I think it also has to do with like the distance playing a factor as well.
Yeah.
Like, because you also have to think Isaac's girlfriend lives in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, her boyfriend, I don't know the situation, but then you have me and Ashley, and then we live 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think it's like not trained, but when you've kind of been in that position, like for a while, I think you kind of like learn like, there's no point in me being afraid of where they're at, why they're not texting me, because you're not together all the time. So I think it's like, oh, you're seasoned for it, like.
That's why I was saying I agree with like your statement about that, because from my perspective of not having a girlfriend right now, but having had one, seeing how you guys handle your guys' relationships and comparing it to my last one. My last one was in high school. I saw her every day from 7 in the morning to 3 p.m. for a whole 4 years.
Oh,
and
God,
it's like,
dude, that is insane.
It's not healthy.
It's weird when you think about it. Like, and you never want to admit that people are right. But God damn, bro, all those teachers at Del Rosa were right, man. Every single, like the no dating in middle school thing and all that, you were like so pissed off and just, man,
I can do what I want.
I have my own rights. You have, bro. You don't have any rights at that age. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what rights you think you have. You have none, right? Yeah. If you don't have a phone, you have no rights. Sorry. That's just how it is.
No, it's
true.
So
it's like, but you think about it and we both did the same thing. We got in high school, instantly, boom, girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
Can't be alone. Don't need to be alone. I'm in a school that doesn't force me to be alone, so I'm going to do it. Well, look how that ends up.
Yeah.
Because you spend way too much time with the person at one time.
True.
It's forced time.
It is.
Spent with that person, and especially in a small school. I mean, it's different if you're in like in a big old high school. You got 600 people in a grade, and there's 4.
No, I can't imagine that. Yeah.
So it's like completely different. I mean, you walk out of class and they're there. If they don't have the class with you already,
it creates this toxic environment, especially for your mind, where you're just like you expect things. Like it's like you said, with that little of people, if you don't talk to your significant other, you just are like you're expecting that there's something wrong, because it's like you normally talk every day. You go through the rhythm. You create this pattern.
You put things in your head. You start. That's why so many high schoolers like claim I'm an overthinker. Yeah. Type of thing. I mean, well, yeah, we're creating overthinkers. I mean, we're doing it to ourselves,
So then what is your take on what is it called? High school sweethearts. People who actually do kind of, because like
they get married after and all that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, because we're talking about friendships, fallings out. Now we're also talking about relationships too. We talked about how some friendships can last throughout years and time, just depending on when you met them, what relationship bonds you had. Same goes with relationships. Do you think that what do you? I mean, we didn't do the research on this one, but what do you think the statistic is if you had to guess on how many high school sweethearts actually work out compared to how many don't?
Oh man, a lot.
Meaning how many don't, or how many do?
I would say maybe 90% fail.
Okay, yeah, I would agree.
I feel like that's a fair assessment. I would say maybe realistically, maybe in the 7 to 8% range, to be honest. But 10 is fair. I don't see a lot of people, especially in the age that we're living in now. There are not a lot of people who hold the family values as to what they want in a person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, girls don't look at guys based off of like what they can do as far as money.
Oh no.
I mean, it's like, well, how can this person protect me, or, you know, how can this person do all this stuff for me, you know? But I don't even think a lot of women like look at that as much anymore, because so many like women want to be like the independent, like I can do everything myself type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like they kind of push those morals like out the window, and then it's more of like, oh well, you know, he's a baddie, or like, you know, he's got good PP game,
no,
you know,
no,
like
absolutely,
like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like for guys, we're more of at a place, especially now, where it's like, well, because so many women value only that, like, well, what's the point? You know, like if you're not sexy or like, you know, manly or whatever in a girl's eyes, then you have nothing like to contribute.
Are you saying that was mainly like in adolescence, or you're saying that was
I'm
still
saying
now?
just in general.
Oh, in
just
general.
in general, because you have to think, for us that's logical, but think of how it is for kids in high school now.
Yeah.
We didn't,
that's what I was going to say.
We didn't live in the 4 years.
I think the younger you are, the more of a show you have to put on in order, like, it's all a stage play, you know, when you're in a relationship or friendships too. Like, you have to have your main friend group in high school. Like,
how can I prove myself?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But when you get older, even though there's still aspects to that, there's still truth to that. It's like you said, it's exhausting with the drama. It's just as exhausting to put on such a big show to everyone. You're not trying to show off to anyone anymore. At least I'm not. I don't give a what people think about me anymore.
And that's the one thing with the weight loss thing that I've like really seemed to notice, is a lot of people think I do that for other people. Dog, I could care less about what other people care. Yeah. I did not do this for anyone else but me, not looking at myself and crying in the mirror every day. You know, like, being realistic. Like, it had nothing to do with, man, maybe I'll get bitches in that one. Like, it, like, nothing. That was not the thought in my mind.
Bitches was just a perk.
I mean, kind of, a little, but
you found that out afterwards. Again, you didn't have that going in.
Yeah, no, like, that was not the primary goal. And I think so many, like, especially like high schoolers and stuff now, I feel like a lot of those kids have so much to prove because we're living in such a world of women wanting to be independent of a guy doing anything for them, like regarding to money or whatever.
Oh yeah, dude, you're reminding me of how. Have you seen those podcast clips? I think the podcast is called the Whatever Podcast.
Is it the heated ones where
it's the heated ones with the round table? Yep, and there's like, dude, I can't believe how crazy women have. I mean, sorry, but I can't believe how crazy.
You think any women are watching this podcast?
Probably
right now?
not. But I know for a fact. Let's say this blows up. One day they're gonna find this segment. And
this is gonna be the episode to cancel.
But it's like, dude, how can you think so? I can't say that. That's
say it. Say it with your chest.
No, I can't.
Say it with the chest.
Stupidly. How can you have such an like some of these women like saying how women are oppressed and have been more oppressed throughout the years than men, and then you have like statistical data showing that men have been just as oppressed as women have in the years, if not more at times. Not to claim that we have been more oppressed than women. And no, I don't have the statistics on hand. I'm not going to claim to be a genius right now, but
You're not a genius?
I feel like a lot of us go through a very similar amount throughout history, relationships, friendships, women, men, we all have very similar stories. We all have similar fallings, and does that make sense? Am I blabbering? Do you get what I'm saying?
No, I understand what you mean. Unlike you, I'm not going to go into that territory.
Sorry, that's what you were reminding me of.
Because I like my life, and I continue to live it daily. A lot of people have been oppressed in the world, period.
Sure.
Regardless of race, regardless of gender, regardless of age, regardless of anything. You know, everyone's been oppressed. The Irish have been oppressed, you know.
Absolutely.
The Chinese, the Japanese, Jews.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Jews, man. People still think that the Holocaust didn't exist, that it did not happen. And to me, I just find that just insane. You know, but I mean, to bring it back around, it's just so many people all over the world throughout history have just been oppressed. And I think our generation is very loud with their complaints about things. But I don't think a lot of people have taken the time to see, like, man, it's not this one person's fault. It's just all of our faults. You know, I mean, we're just in a full circle of history. Yeah. I mean, we just keep doing it. We keep saying learn from the past, but we still keep doing it, you know? Yeah. So I think it, you know, like you said, we've talked about it on podcasts. It all just kind of comes back around and eventually comes to bite us all in the ass, you know? Any race. I mean, it's hurting white people right now.
Yeah, this is coming straight from your favorite straight white males.
Yeah, you know, because we have an opinion on anything.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. Just like our forefathers would have wanted.
No, crap. Now I did it. Hello? So I have a question.
You do.
In my professional
like always
learning point of this and out of breath moments. If you could rekindle a friendship or a relationship that you had a long time ago, can't be family, but one you haven't really told me before about, like something that I feel like I haven't heard from, because obviously, like I know some of your old friends. You had a lot of time with Tommy and Tanner and Seth and all those guys. Who's somebody that I haven't heard of that if you could like rekindle the friendship now, not high school, adolescent type? Who would you like to rekindle? And I'll see if I can figure out one as well for me. Actually, I think I have one. If you don't have one first.
Damn, that's a hard one. How about we do yours first?
Okay. I had a friend in which one do I want to do? Probably I'll go with this guy. When I was in Banner Elementary, it was the beginning of Banner, but it was actually really more preschool than it was Banner. I had a friend named Jake Barrett, and he was probably the first like trio friend that I had. It was me, Jake, and a kid named Noah, and they were my first ever group of friends. It was really fun. Like we would just hang out. I mean, we were in preschool, so we were like playing with blocks and drinking out of like little plastic cups of.
But
like,
man, those were the days.
Those were the days, and I just like his family used to be really close with ours, and I just think it would be really fun to get back in touch with that fool and like.
Share a few juice boxes with them again.
Share a few juice boxes, yeah, bro. I don't know. Like I feel like, because do you ever? I mean, again, I want you to answer, but I think one of the reasons I wanted to ask this is because we're talking about how friendships change throughout the years. You know, not only do friendships change, but we also as people change a lot throughout the years. I am not the middle school Joey. And we both are so thankful for that, I would imagine.
Although you look kind of like him.
Yeah, except I'm not. Well,
you got more body hair now.
You're right.
So
anyways. No, but I think because I think about how much I've changed. I wonder how someone who I haven't thought of in decades. I wonder where he's at now, you know?
Jesus, bro.
He was preschool, bro. I saw him a little bit in elementary, but like, I mean, I haven't seen this kid in years, and we were best of friends.
We were born over 2 decades ago.
Don't get me started. My sister is now officially born 2 decades ago. and that's just gross to me.
What?
Yeah. Jonathan's over a decade. Sorry, I can't go into that. We
Anyways,
stay on topic.
yeah.
So is there any friendships that you've thought about that you haven't
yes.
talked to in a long time?
This kid, Nathan, from San Bernardino Christian School. I'm pretty sure we were like in first or second grade together. He was just this cool kid. I always thought he was cool. When I was younger, I couldn't do a lot of sports or anything, you know, because my briefing.
Yeah.
I had to be the kid that would stop all the other kids from going out to recess, and the teacher would make me take my inhaler in front of all these kids and everything before we went out.
Yeah.
So I was just the kid everyone hated.
I remember those days.
Because they were like, dog, you just made us miss like 2 minutes of recess, you know, so you know? Nah, but I just remember that kid was always cool. He was always showing me some stuff, doing little stuff that little babies with bad lungs could do. And yeah, I have not thought about that fool in a long time. Cool, like, that is such a weird, like, I remember we had these, our playground was in these big sandboxes, and they were like these black, like, plastic things that would like hold it in, like, you know, not wood. Like, I feel like most sandboxes, it would just be like contained with wood. Or something, you know.
And it wasn't. It was.
So no, it was like this like plastic, right?
Plastic, really?
But it was like really slick. So this fool would be like, "Hey, yo, watch this," and you put the sand on there, and it would make it super slick. And he would run, and he would jump on it, and he would slide, like, on it. And so that was like this little game that like we would all end up doing, because it was like the one thing I could actually do with minimum effort. So,
dude,
yeah. So I would just love to see where that fool just ended up in his life and what he's doing. You know, his parents are like always super nice, and yeah.
I not to like, again, we can wrap up eventually, but I do have one other question that I just thought of that I think
wrap you up in butcher paper.
Butcher paper. Wait, just a slab of meat to you. I'm just
about to say, you big slab of meat.
I feel like I give off that vibe. No, but this is
big old ham.
Real thinking question, because whereas that was just like a reminiscing question, I've talked to people about this recently, and I don't know if it was you or not, but I want to get your take on the podcast. Do you think women and men can be friends at this age and actually like be friends without any sexual incantation? Is that the right word? I think that is.
Yes.
Really? Okay.
I have a reason why.
Go ahead. Give us your take.
Men can be friends with women, and women can be just friends with men. Like, that's all good. Okay. And for anyone who says otherwise, they just have to realize one of them has to be ugly.
Oh, okay, so you're saying the way it works is that a male and a female can be friends, but one of them has to be awful looking.
Yeah, and if they're both ugly, then they probably should be having sex anyways, because that's why they call it bumping uglies. This is
so not the take I thought you were gonna have. Like, I thought we were gonna like dissect this whole thing, like, you know, oh well, I mean, it's very rare, but it could happen. But no, you're just like, no, it can happen. But one guy has got to have like a crooked nose and a chipped tooth.
Yeah.
Looks like a dog ate his face.
Like, if you're not wearing an eye patch, then we can't hang out.
By that logic, you think then that a male and a female who are both relatively attractive looking can't be just platonic friends?
I think
it's impossible, or is it very rare?
I mean, the me side wants to say like, oh yeah, it could happen, like, just be friends or whatever. But I also understand, yeah, you can be friends, but is there going to be sexual tension there? Even if there is no like acting out on anything.
Yeah.
Someone's always going to make the subtle joke.
Yeah.
Someone's always going to bring up something weird. So, you know, like, yeah, you can be just friends, but you're still putting yourself in that position, if that makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, it's possible for sure, but is it worth the amount of, you know, like, if you had a girlfriend who wasn't chill with you, just hanging out with other girlfriends and stuff? Because, like, I mean, like, with me, like, I was born and raised by women, so it's like I get along much better with women just in general, and we can just be friends. Like, I have plenty of friends that are girls where I'm like, no, I have no sexual attraction to you whatsoever.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's like, so just because, like, you're fine doesn't mean other people are fine. So that's just kind of how I see it, you know?
I understand that, yeah.
But
I think I agree. I think that it can happen, but it's very unheard of without, like you said, some kind of underlined on one party or the other, some underlined, you know, sexual.
Some weird thing.
Again,
you know?
even if you don't act upon it, like you said.
I think it's like if you were in a room with all these girls that you claim you're just friends with, and all of you were drinking, could you do that?
Yeah.
I think that's the, you know, like, I mean, let's be real. Because, like, when you drink, you say some stuff that, like, you say you don't mean, but really you mean it because you're drunk.
Started. Yeah,
you
I know. Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. And you do things that you say you don't want to do, but really you did because, you know. So it's like, that's the real question.
Yeah.
That's the real drunk check.
Real drunk check. Whether or not you your best friends.
Yeah, that's the real
or
drunk
want
check.
to. That's interesting. No, I can see where you're coming from. I think it's really hard. I think it would, in a perfect world, we could, but I think in the world we live in today, it's just.
Well, yeah, I think we just as people over-sexualize everything.
Yeah.
And it's not even one person's fault. I think that's just how we've been
it's where society
wired
is at
to accept.
today. Yeah.
Like it's just so much more acceptable to, like, be comfortable in your own skin. Be okay with, you know, you can sleep with whoever. Like, you can do all this kind of stuff, you know. It's a lot more acceptable now, whereas back then, like, nah, dog, you're not allowed. I mean, there's certain cultures where women can't, like, take off, like, you know, stuff off their, like, head wrappings and stuff like that. So it's like, it all just, I guess, depends on the culture and, like, where you're in. You know, who's to say there's not places outside of the U.S. where people are just perfectly comfortable being friends with the opposite sex.
Absolutely.
No attraction. So, but yeah, that's my TED Talk.
I enjoyed that. I like that. I mean, well, we can start wrapping up if you want to. I kind of feel like there's, like, we both talked a bit before the podcast about where we kind of wanted to go with this whole topic, because we've kind of been going all over the place. So I think we've come to the conclusions that, you know, friendships, it's just life that is going to really get in the way of whether or not you stay together. And it's not bad if you don't. It's just, you know, the way the cookie crumbles. It's
I mean, that's just the way the world turns, man.
What do you think a friendship should look like at this age? Like, even if you met someone now that you didn't have that bond with for, you know, Seth or me in 4th grade. I mean, someone you met right now, what do you think it would take to, like, be able to call that guy or girl a real friend at this age in adulthood?
I mean, I think trust is everything in any relationship, friendship,
good answer.
Anything, that kind of stuff, you know? Like, if you can trust someone, then I think, like, you can get along. Because so many people want to get specific on, oh, they got to be this, or they got to be funny, or they got to be, you know, relatable. They got to, you know, like, everything else is secondary, like, to building trust with someone.
Sure.
Like, because with just any relationship in general, like, if I built up trust, then it doesn't matter whether or not your opinions differ. It doesn't matter whether or not they're funny or not, you know, stuff like that. I mean, you just learn to trust someone. You learn to build just communication and a friendship just in general. So,
dude, I'm so impressed with your answer. Like, I didn't know what answer I would have given, but trust is, like, a really good, like, something you want to look for in any friendship nowadays.
And I mean, especially getting older, you know, this is the time where, you know, we're thinking about careers and we're thinking about, like, what we're going to be doing with our lives. And who we want to share that with. I mean, like we talked about before, like time is precious, and
Sure.
part of the thing that makes friendships not work is communication. And I think like, well, why would I even want to hang out with someone who I don't trust in general?
Mm-hmm.
You know, versus like, oh, I'm more comfortable having someone I trust around my kids, or like I have someone, you know, if I trust this person, I want this person in my house. You know, you can have friends that rip you off,
Yeah.
you know, like in your own house and stuff. So it's like, I just feel like trust, especially at this age, is just so important.
Maybe
for all
there's
of
some
us,
truth to
you know?
why we have such little friends compared to in our adolescence now is a lot to do with trust. I could see that being a big factor because, you know, a lot of the friends that I grew up with that I wanted to have a long-lasting friendship with, I couldn't trust.
Like
I cannot trust the honest truth is that I couldn't trust them. Not the way that like I trust you or Isaac, you know, like it's just.
Yeah, there are some people you cannot trust with your life ever. You know,
and that makes
I
the
think
world
that's
of
a good
difference.
thing. I think that's a good
thing.
thing.
No, absolutely.
You know? That just
it shows you who's real
you have
and
good
not.
judgment, and you know, like, all right, maybe I should not.
Absolutely.
Maybe I should not do that or hang out with that person or put my life at risk or in harm's way. And, you know, I think especially when you go into being in a relationship and eventually, like, you have kids, all that kind of stuff, I think those are the things you just look for first because it's not just you. You know, we do a lot of dumb stuff because it's us. You know, it's like, oh, I mean, like, if something happens, you know, we can figure it out. But it's like when you get into that area of like, I got a kid to worry about, or I got like a girlfriend or a wife to worry about, and I got like all these other like entities of people that like depend on me.
Sure.
You know, then you start to really, I think, be more cautious with what you consume and bring around you, like physically, mentally, all that kind of stuff. So
I agree with that. No, that's a good take. So there you have it, folks. If you really want your friendships or even just relationships to last, I mean, you got to find people that you can
trust those fools.
Really trust. Somebody you could like. Really.
You got to be open to trusting people too. You can't just
That's
say,
the hard part.
You can't just say, "Oh man, I got trust issues," and then use that as an excuse to never open up. Like find those people that you know.
You got to break down your walls.
That you can open up with, because I mean it's a lonely ass kingdom by yourself, bro. You can have some fortified walls, but if you're by yourself, like how long are you gonna last? Like so. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for coming to the Woodsmen podcast.
Make sure to we gotta start doing this. You gotta
like,
if you want to make sure to find us anywhere. You can find Mr. Brent at Strange Kids at various social media. Me, Pie Master J, at various social media if you want to find us. But yeah, thank you for joining us for this episode, our first studio episode.
Yes, sir. And don't forget to wrap your meat bags in.
Is that me?
In butcher
your slabs
paper.
of meat.
All right.
All right.
Later, Gators.